For Comedy Hype News, I'm Tatiana LaJoy. When A Different World premiered on NBC in September 1987, it was designed as a vehicle for Lisa Bonet, who had portrayed Denise Huxtable on The Cosby Show for the last 3 seasons. That same year, Bonet would make her film debut in the controversial Angel Heart. The director of that film had to edit scenes so the movie could receive an R rating as opposed to an X rating. This is something that bothered Cosby because the sexual nature of the film was not something that his show represented. Also, that same year, Bonet appeared topless for Interview magazine. These 2 incidents, in addition to constant rumors of her arriving late to set, as well as going against Cosby's wishes for the show, are what led to Bonet getting her own show. Enter A Different World, which was originally designed to follow Denise Huxtable in her new life at a fictional HBCU. Although the first season of the show came in second in the ratings after The Cosby Show, viewers who had attended an HBCU knew the show wasn't authentic. From Cosby's mind, there was only one person he could count on to bring authenticity and realism into the show. After that first season, Cosby called none other than Debbie Allen, who at the time was making a name for herself as a director on projects like Family Ties and Quantum Leap post-fame. Basically, I was coming in to fix the number 2 show on television. What does that mean? If it's number 2, why does it need to be fixed? Because there were a lot of unhappy people on the program. And the content of the show was not something that Carcer-Werner Productions or Bill Cosby would be proud of 2, 3, 5 years down the line. He gave me full authority to fire anyone, hire whoever I wanted, make the show relevant. Upon joining the program, Allen quickly realized that there were morale problems on the set, as well as the content on the actual show. Mainly, the show did not reflect the lifestyle of students that attended a historically Black college, and Allen, an alumni at Howard University, was brought in to change that. Here's how Debbie Allen saved A Different World. Once hired, Allen ended up meeting with executive producers of A Different World, where she requested to see every episode they've done so far. Upon coming on board to the show, Allen didn't fire anybody, but she did want to bring on several more directors. However, when Cosby found out, he refused and insisted on Allen directing every episode because he wanted to get the show right. Allen would end up directing every episode of season 2 and the majority of episodes for the remainder of the series. I sat down with a fellow executive and he was telling me, well, I want to bring in this person to direct and that person, and I want to do this and I want to do that. And I was like, sorry, but I'm going to be directing every episode. They were like, what? I said, it's really Bill Cosby's idea for me to be hands-on all the way. Taking orders seemed to be a huge adjustment for some of the other executives involved, even though Allen assured them that she wouldn't be letting anyone go. One of the biggest changes fans would notice between the first and second seasons was the absence of the show's star, Lisa Bonet. In an interview for Emmy TV Legends, Allen revealed that when she first got hired for A Different World, Bonet told her that she was pregnant. The year before, Bonet had made headlines for marrying Lenny Kravitz, just months after A Different World debuted on NBC. Bonet and Allen approached Cosby to tell him the news. Allen had hoped to use Bonet's pregnancy in the show, pitching several different storylines. Cosby shut Allen's pitch down and told her, no, Denise Huxtable is not pregnant. Lisa Bonet is. Denise is not. Cosby felt that the viewers would not accept Denise as an unwed mother after her time on The Cosby Show and A Different World. Cosby and the producers made the decision to have Denise drop out of Hillman and return home. They eventually sent Denise to Africa, making sure that viewers would not see Bonet pregnant. From there, Bonet was removed from the series and would only make one more appearance on the show in its 3rd season. Bonet was brought back onto The Cosby Show as a recurring character for the 5th season. She was then upgraded to a series regular for the next 2 seasons of the show before being fired one more time, not making an on-screen appearance in the show's final season. Marissa Tomei was another cast member from the first season who did not return. With the removal of Denise and Tomei's character Maggie, characters like Whitley Gilbert and Dwayne Wayne would become centerpieces. Despite losing 2 major actors after the first season, Allen stated that the remaining cast was elated for the season 2 changes. Allen's main contribution was getting the actors to bring the characters to life. She did this by asking the actors to write down 10 storylines that they would like to see in the show. Allen then gave these storylines from the actors to the writers, which helped the entire crew get on the same page. In addition to this, she also allowed the actors to give notes on weekly scripts. She learned this during her time on Family Ties. I didn't want to relieve anybody of their jobs and their ability to solve this problem together, but it was a bit of rearranging for them to understand who I really was and what my task was going to be, and I really had the authority to do whatever. When watching the first season of the show, Alan stated that there was a lot of foolishness in the episodes. Alan wanted to let her audience know that she was all for laughter and that a little buffoonery was okay up to a certain point. But at the end of the day, there needs to be a message. We don't have time to do an episode at a Black university where their assignment is to take care of an egg. We're dealing with serious issues out here between education, poverty, joblessness, pregnancy, drugs, gangs. We have a lot of issues. This is a historically Black college and we want to put ourselves on a level with other colleges. In addition to introducing realism into the series, Alan felt that the show lacked life before she was hired. One way she did this was bringing in fraternities. Alan asked how she would be able to cover a historically Black college without fraternities and sororities, because every Friday at Howard University, there was a song fest on the Hill, which would be a homage to African culture. Alan considered this cultural DNA as a way to bring relevancy to the sitcom. Alan also wanted to bring new characters onto the show, which is how she came across Cree Summers, while also trying to figure out how to properly utilize underused characters like Jalissa and Sinbad. How do we use these stories? Who is really Whitley's boyfriend? I remember sitting down with Susan Fowles, executive producer of A Different World, just challenging her that whoever can make her laugh can get her, not the most handsome guy. He was wearing flip downs and he was kind of goofy, but no, that boy is more intelligent. He can make her laugh, he can get her. And it ended up being the whole match for the whole series between him and Whitley and their parents and the mothers. Finally, Alan fought to address the real-world issues in the series. Relevancy and topicality were the focus. According to Alan, she fought to address those issues because students on a campus need to have political voice and opinion. If they don't, the nation is dead. Those real-world issues that were reflected in the show were racism, HIV/AIDS, sexual and physical abuse, and more. Topics that the Cosby Show refused to touch. It's been 35 years since the debut of A Different World on television. The series has inspired many young Black kids to attend a historically Black college themselves to emulate what life was like as a student at Hillman College. A graduate of an HBCU herself, Debbie Allen knew exactly how to turn the already popular show into a cultural phenomenon that would stand the test of time. A Different World would not have left the mark that it did without the guidance of Debbie Allen, who infused Black style, culture, and issues into the show to reflect the Black college experience. Stay up to date with the latest news and comedy by subscribing here to our YouTube channel. Follow Comedy Hype across all social media and look out for original content on our new streaming service at comedyhype.com. For Comedy Hype News, I'm Tatiana LaJoy.